Right. We will go to item number 11. Got Adam coming forward. Kia ora, Adam. Thank you.
Kia ora. Through the chair, so kia ora koutou. So our report is to seek approval to prepare submissions on priority government policy consultations that we're expecting during the remainder of this year. This is a regular item that we bring to this committee every 6 months, so I won't go into any detail. But just to say that we've repeated the process again for consultations coming up, and the ones that we're seeking approval to prepare submissions for are the Smoke-Free Environments and Regulated Products Act amendment around vape regulations, the Resource Management Act Amendment Bill, and the Local Government Water Services Bill. And just an important point to remember as well is that once the consultation's open, the normal submissions process will be followed, and the submission will go through to the relevant committee. So, kia ora. Thank you.
Kia ora, yes. I did ask Councillor Bartley, Adam, in the pre-agenda that either the vaping and smoke-free environments will come to the Regulatory and Safety Committee, or it will involve you as chair, and whether, I'm not sure the delegations in the terms of reference, but either way, you'll be leading that one. So just make sure when it comes, when it opens.
Okay, great. Cool. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Councillor Walker.
Yeah, one question that I've raised briefly with officers is just around what form of support and adequacy of that support you have, and it particularly goes to what I'd call the intelligence role of trying to find out what's going on in government against a situation where it's complicated because you've got multiple parties that we're dealing with and multiple government departments that may not always be aligned. So I'm just raising that as a question. I don't know who responds to that. There's more to just the submission engagement process. It's the prior engagement process. So how resourced are we around that, and how is it working?
Adam, you happy if I answer? Thanks, Councillor Walker. So look, just to let you know, we've got really good relationships with ministry officials, and so, for example, Adam and Denise have, and also I and others do. So we are able to get advice and information as much as they can tell us from various ministries. So I think we're really well resourced for that. We have good connections in, and we do our best. But ultimately, it is the government's decision about when it puts consultation material out and whether they share anything in advance with us. And if they don't, we just get it at the same time as everyone else. But it's working well at the moment.
Thanks, Councillor. Right, can I have a mover for that? Councillor Baker, Councillor Walker to second. Thank you so much, Adam. All those in favour? Aye. Any opposed? No. That's perfect. Cool. I think we've got item 12, the unitary plan. Did you want to lead off?
Yes. Through the chair. So item 12 is a making operative, so the end of the process, making operative a private plan change. Aaron gives his apologies, he's sick today, so you've got me. Maybe just the next slide, Sandra, and we'll just leave it at that. So look, this was a private plan change in Brigham Creek Road in Whenuapai. You can see the dates there. It was notified in 2022, and it's only just really been approved through the process now. The reason is that Watercare appealed it, and we got a really good result for Watercare, where we've been able to get some triggers in as part of the plan change. So again, we are trying to deal with this issue of future urban land being zoned out of sequence, but being able to then afford and put the infrastructure through at the same time. So I think this is actually a really good, as difficult as it is, a good solution that's come through from the Environment Court, and we're asking for your approval to make operative. It's an end of an end of stage process. I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you. Yep, this one's a really straightforward one, but there may be questions. Go to Councillor Watson and then Member Henare. Councillor Watson.
Yeah, just a question in practical terms with respect to that agreed amendment, which requires the bulk infrastructure for both water and wastewater to be completed and commissioned. So that's the safety or the guarantee there. So in practical terms, what's the timeline or not the timeline? So they are just then totally at the not quite the mercy, but the planning regime of water care, and that's written in stone. Is that right? Because certainly when I looked through the hearing process, there was a lot of concern from various submitters to do with, you know, the development cycle, etc. So in practical terms, Megan, it just means that nothing can be done there until that infrastructure is provided.
Basically, at certain times, so there needs to be the ability to connect in before dwellings are started, as opposed to at the end of a process where the dwellings are up and then they want to try and connect. So the triggers have been pulled forward as much as we can so that we get that bulk infrastructure in before too much happens, because we all know what happens if you go the other way. So yes, that's that, and so that was a good win, we think, with the appeal from Watercare and what we've been able to achieve through the Environment Court.
Thanks.
Cool. Member Henare.
Yeah, kia ora, Chair. I'm not sure whether it's a question or a tono, is there an opportunity down the track for both the council and Haukura to have a cup of coffee over the issue of engagement? Because I think that we are sort of two ships passing in the night, and we've both got the same cargo, you know, and I think it might be good for both of us, both organisations, to see if we can't nut out a better engagement process rather than leaving it, you know, hoping it works its own self out, but because it doesn't look like it's going to, and we've got a lot of questions that I think that are more pertinent for a one-on-one rather than in front of the planning meeting.
Kia ora, Member Henare. Look, let's talk. Really happy to talk with you or through Lisa or whatever we need to do. So that'd be great. Thanks. That's quite true. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, this one is a bit awkward because of the statutory plan change process of how it all plays out. But I think this is a really good one that just shows that just briefly, that the appeal process does usually, even though it's a high threshold to appeal, that actually we got a good outcome here. Watercare, you know, those homes will now definitely have.
Because we also have ngā matarai as well, you know, so there's a whole lot of people out there that know well, actually within the organisation, that, yeah, we could sort this.
Yeah. So these homes will have the infrastructure when they're built, which is quite a good thing. Who would like to move this? I'm happy to move it if no one. The Mayor would like to move. Seconder, Councillor Baker. Right, anyone want to speak to this? I kind of already did. But... Right, all those in favour? Any opposed? No. Status update on actions of decisions. I'm happy to move. Second, Councillor Dalton, Deputy Chair. Don't think there's any questions on this one. No. All those in favour? Any opposed? A summary of planning. Councillor Walker's not here to move this one like he does. Is that Councillor Ferry, Councillor Henderson, all those in favour? Please say aye. Right, and we are done.
What?
You can, yeah.
I can't stay here till 4 o'clock.
You can stay anyway. Unahia, ki urutapanui, ki wātia, ki mama, te nākau, te tinana, me te wairoa, e te ara takatū, koe rā I rongo, whakareria, ake ki runga, kia tina, haumie, huie, tai ki e. And now we can all go do some work in the office. Kia ora.
Thank you, Richard.
Kia ora, thank you, Chair.